This 1 Degree Outside video is brought to you by Fluid Form Bio, developing innovative 3D printing living pancreatic tissue to help combat type 1 diabetes. For the first time, you can join this visionary mission. Visit fluidformbio.com or their page on Start Engine to learn more about this exciting work.
Hi everybody, meteorologist Danielle Noyes here for the 1 Degree Outside Weather Network. This is your Insights video, the deeper dive on what's going on weather-wise the next few days. And here's what we're going to cover in this video. Severe weather outlook for today. There will be a number of severe thunderstorms that develop, not here at home, but I'll let you know where. There is a New England thunderstorm threat for our Tuesday, not for everybody across the 6-state region. We'll break that down. That is a cold front. Will cool us off a little bit for the middle part of the week, particularly on Wednesday and Thursday. And then some rounds of showers will return for Friday. Notice I say rounds. There may be a couple with some breaks in between. So more on that in a second. Jet stream, river of air, high in the sky, steers our storms. There's a dip, a trough coming into Southern California and the desert Southwest. The storminess focused in the central United States today. And so the severe threat issued by the Storm Prediction Center for today shows a big area that we'll likely see strong to severe thunderstorms. The area at highest risk is the red shaded area you see here. So portions of the Midwest, but in particular from Minneapolis stretching into portions of western Wisconsin and far northern Iowa today. There may be some thunderstorms that develop into tornadoes, some supercells, damaging wind gusts, and large hail, the primary threats. That's with the cold front that will slide east tonight into tomorrow. Ahead of it, it's all about the warmth. Temperatures climbing into the 70s and 80s, and that includes for us here at home, with tomorrow likely being the warmest day of the week. Now, that cold front will come into play, so ahead of it, there will be some thunderstorms for our Tuesday. The orange shaded area, so from Ohio stretching into northwest Pennsylvania and then into western New York, we'll see some scattered strong to severe thunderstorms that develop. Notice far northwestern Vermont in that yellow shading. That's a slight risk. Isolated severe thunderstorms possible tomorrow. Getting into that time of the year again that we want to keep in mind when thunder roars, go indoors. If you have a threat for thunderstorms, have that backup plan to seek shelter indoors should you need to. Now that front clears the coastline pretty quickly tomorrow night into Wednesday. It's offshore, so high pressure builds in. There'll be another round of heavy rainfall, threat for severe weather, flooding concerns in the central United States for Wednesday, and that's the next disturbance that will approach us by the time we get to Friday. And it's riding along the boundary of that humidity that's building down to the south and relatively cooler air coming in. So let's zoom into New England here. Today, beautiful. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, sun and increasing clouds. Notice the morning's dry. Even through midday to early afternoon, most of us are just fine. There will be some thunderstorms. Notice that start to pop late afternoon into the evening. In the spot that I just mentioned, northwestern Vermont, some may come into the crown of Maine during the evening hours, but as this front approaches, it should see some weakening in terms of some of the thunderstorms coming in and then dying out as they move south and east. Some may be able to hold on into western New Hampshire and into southern Vermont into the first part of the overnight. So don't be surprised if you wake up to an isolated rumble of thunder or brief downpour. Otherwise, it's a passing shower. Wednesday morning, here's the map at 6:15, maybe a stray shower left over in northern New England and an isolated shower in southern New England early. Then that front clears the coast, actually, and morning clouds give way to mostly sunny skies. So it actually turns into a beautiful Wednesday. Thursday, sunshine, increasing clouds with high pressure sliding off to the east. So the air around high pressure blows in a clockwise direction. So we'll get more of a southeast wind that takes hold. There may be a stray shower in western New England Thursday afternoon and evening. And then here's that next disturbance. Thursday night, some showers into Friday morning, scattered, maybe even a few downpours. That's a warm front. So then after one round of it, I do think we get a little break in the action. It's not totally dry, but maybe some lulls. And then the cold front will come in later in the day, and that will spark some showers and maybe even a thunderstorm on Friday. So we'll keep you posted on that. And I do want to mention the predicted lightning. When thunder roars go indoors, we talked about it, right? And that's something we'll kind of remind you of as we head into the warmer season, right, with a threat for thunderstorms. Notice here the predicted lightning, isolated to perhaps occasional. It's tomorrow, late afternoon into the evening. So residents of northern Vermont, we're on guard here for some lightning threat. And some of it may come briefly down into southern Vermont or western New Hampshire into the late evening or first part of the overnight. Again, isolated lightning strikes that may occur. What about the wind? Well, tomorrow it's out of the southwest, and it's not overly strong, but we will notice it. 30 to perhaps 35 miles per hour. One thing I want to mention is with some of those thunderstorms firing up, see how there's a little bullseye in northern Vermont of these yellows? So that indicates to me there may be some brief gusty wind in any thunderstorms that develop, maybe some gusts up near 40 or isolated 50 miles per hour. Again, with some small hail potential. Wind gusts would be the primary threat in any of the stronger storms that develop in northern Vermont. And we may see some brief gusts 30 to 45 miles per hour in northern Maine as well. The wind shifts around behind that front, and it's still breezy, about 20 to 35 miles per hour, easing for the second half of Wednesday. Let's take you through some of the numbers. Tomorrow's warm, well into the 70s. We'll probably touch 80 in a couple spots in western New England. 60s on Cape Cod, that wind off the ocean. Again, a breezy day. 50s to around 60 overnight for Tuesday night. 40s in the north. Again, a chance of a thunderstorm or an isolated shower the farther south you come. Front clears the coastline and Wednesday turns into a beautiful day. 50s north, so that's why I say it's cooler. 60s to lower 70s in southern New England. And then by the time we get to Wednesday night, 30s and 40s. Although far northern New England, maybe a touch of frost in the far north country. Most of us are frost free. Thursday, 60s. So an above average day still, just cooler than the 70s the next couple days in spots. Again, that wind from the southeast, but fairly light. We'll start with some sun, end up with increasing clouds Thursday. Friday, we do come back into the 70s as that warm front comes in, 60s to the north, but there'll be some showers around. Again, a little too early to pinpoint the exact time, but I do think they'll be around in the morning, maybe a break, and then another round of scattered action later on Friday. You can track it all, of course, with our app. It is free on the App Store and Google Play, and our merchandise at swag.onedegreeoutside.com.